Namaste and welcome, friends. Today we're going to do a mini stretch to target all areas of your body. And this practice can be done on your mat, or it can be done on a chair. So if you are having mobility issues, you're welcome to be doing this practice on a chair. So sitting up comfortable, whether that's a chair or on your mat, having a nice long spine. We're going to just start with some very simple neck rolls. So close your eyes, drop your chin down to your chest, and then very slowly taking your nose into a nice big circle. Checking in to see how that feels for you. And always listening to your body, doing what feels right. And then we'll slowly go in the other direction. So at any point, if I'm asking you to do something and it's not feeling good, then just don't do it. Yoga is a practice of listening, deep listening to our body. So coming back to center, taking your shoulders up to your ears, and just letting them roll down your back so your chest opens up a little bit more. We're going to take our fingertips to the sides. You can rest them on the floor if you're sitting on the mat. And then we'll reach the left arm up towards the ceiling and slowly bringing it over to the right. Breathing into the space that you're creating in the left side of your ribs. And then slowly coming back to center. We'll do the other side. So as you reach the right arm up, inhale. And then as you come over to the left, exhale. Taking a few breaths, breathing into that space. And then coming back to center. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands onto our knees. We're going to do some seated cat-cows this morning. So as you exhale, we're going to round the back. And then as you inhale, your chest is going to come forward, your head is going to tilt up. And then coming back, exhale, sinking back in, rounding your spine. Inhale, chest expands, head coming up. So just rocking back and forth, either on the mat or on a chair. And then coming back to center. We'll do a little twist here. We're going to take the left arm and left hand over to that right knee. Take your right hand behind you. If you're on a chair, you can take hold of the back of the chair and just look over the right shoulder. Taking a few moments, breathing, seeing how this feels for you. And then we'll come back to center and get ready to do the other side. So right hand to left knee, left hand behind, looking over that left shoulder. And then coming back to center. Beautiful. We're going to fold forward. If you're sitting in a chair, you can bring your left leg maybe up and cross it in a wide-legged cross over your right knee. And we're going to just fold forward. So just letting your head hang down. Taking a few breaths, noticing how that feels. And then slowly coming back up. And we'll switch sides. So taking the right leg in front of the left, if you're sitting on the mat. If you're on a chair, you can take your right ankle onto your left knee. And then just slowly fold over and just come to wherever it feels right for you. Letting your head relax. Taking a few moments, breathing all the way up the back body. And then slowly bringing yourself back up. Beautiful. Making sure you're feeling okay. For those of you that are on your mat, we're going to come into child's pose. So getting your knees underneath your hips. And you can bring your feet together. We're going to send those hips back and let our heads hang down. For those of you that are on a chair, you can just have both feet on the floor and just hang out over your hips, letting your head hang down. You can take your knees a little further apart. Taking a few moments, breathing here, releasing, letting go. And then we'll come on to our hands and knees for those of you on your mat. For those of you on a chair, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our left leg and stretch it back behind us. So while you're on your mat, you're going to come into a low lunge with your right knee bent, ankle is underneath your knee, and feeling that stretch in the top of your left hip. That's where we want to feel it. Taking a few moments, letting that stretch just get a little bit deeper. If you're feeling up to it, you can always reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe squeezing those thighs together, engaging and firing up the muscles in your thighs. And then we'll bring our hands back down towards the floor. And we'll just send those hips back, stretching out that right leg. For those of you on a chair, you can just take your right leg in front of you and then maybe bring your nose down towards your knee. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings. And then we'll come back to center. Let's take that right knee back. We're going to switch sides. So bringing the left foot forward, sinking into those hips, getting the left ankle lined up underneath the left knee, making a nice big stretch for that back leg. So those of you on the chair, stretching your back, your right leg back, feeling a stretch maybe in the top of that right thigh. And just taking a few moments, seeing how that feels on this side. And then we'll just walk our fingers back for those of you on the mat, stretching out that left leg and bringing your nose toward your knee, feeling a nice big hamstring stretch. For those of you on the chair, taking your left leg, stretching it out in front of you, and then bringing your nose down towards your knee. Beautiful. Let's all come forward. We're going to bring ourselves up to standing. So hanging out over your hips, you can bend your knees if your back is tender, letting your head hang down. Maybe hooking your hands into your elbows and swaying from side to side. Getting loose and limp and relaxed. And then coming back to center, back to stillness. Let's uncross those hands, bend the knees, and then slowly roll yourself all the way up, keeping your chin tucked until you're feeling stable. And then lift your head, let those shoulders roll back and down. So coming into mountain pose, you want your feet to be hip width apart. You want to stack your knees over those ankles, your hips over the knees, shoulders are set up over those hips, and the ears are over the shoulders. Close your eyes for a moment. See how that feels. Notice how your feet are feeling, where the weight is in your feet. Is it in your heels? Is it in your balls of your feet? Just taking some time to connect with how your feet are on the floor. And then we'll bring our hands to our heart center. We're going to come into Warrior Two. So we're going to take the right leg and slide it back so that the right foot is facing forward. And ideally you want your heels to be lined up. We're going to bend into that left knee. And then we're going to stretch the arms out so they're parallel to the floor. Maybe take your shoulders back a little bit. And then gazing across the front fingertips. So feeling your feet nice and solid, rooting down into the mat, firing up those legs. And then we're going to take the left hand palm up, bringing the right hand down to the right thigh, and then reaching up and over. So breathing into this space you're creating right into the left rib cage. And as you exhale, just relax. Beautiful. Let's slowly come back to Warrior Two. And then bend the left elbow onto that left knee. We're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling and then bring it a little further towards the front of your mat. So again, you're creating a beautiful long line along the right rib cage. Breathing into that space. Beautiful. Let's slowly make our way back to Warrior Two. We're going to bring our palms back into our heart center and then straighten that front leg, bringing your toes in. So your feet are maybe on a 45-degree angle. Toes are pointing out, heels are in. We're going to reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to sink down with our hips, sinking down with our hands. Beautiful. Let's inhale. And exhale. Nice. Let's do two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Nice. And let's bring our hands, sliding them down towards those knees if you can. We're going to take the right shoulder over to the left knee and then bring it back to center and the other side. Good. And then slowly straighten those legs. Bring your palms together. Bring those feet back together. Shake them out. Good. We're going to get ready to do the other side. So coming to the top of your mat again, I'm going to stretch the left leg back this time. Getting your heels lined up. So your hips are on a 45-degree angle. And then stretching the arms out. Good. Having them parallel to the floor. Relax your shoulders. Feeling your legs nice and strong. And then gazing across the front fingertips. Connecting with the energy of the warrior. And then we'll lift the right palm up and bring the left hand down to that leg. Reaching up and over. Taking a few breaths again into that right side. And then slowly coming back. Let's bring the right elbow to the knee, stretching that left arm up and over. Taking a few breaths here. Lovely. Coming back to center. And bring your hands back to your heart center. And then bring your back foot back to the front of the mat. And shaking it out. We're going to make our way all the way down onto the floor. So coming down onto the mat, coming back onto your chair if you're on a chair. We're going to, for those of you on the mat, lay all the way down onto the mat. And for those of you on your chair, you can just take your right knee into your chest, stretch the other leg out. taking a breath or two. And then we'll switch sides, bringing the left knee in and stretching the right leg out. And then you can bring both knees in, maybe rocking from side to side. Bring your feet back down to the mat and stretch your arms out. For those of you on your chair, you can just let your knees go to the left and then take your head over to the right. So you want to give a little spinal twist here. Letting your back relax, breathing and releasing. And then bringing your head and knees back to center. Maybe let your knees just flop from side to side. And then we'll get ready to do the other side. So letting your knees float down to the right. Letting your head go to the left. Taking your breath and just letting go. And bring your knees and your head back to center. And we'll slowly come back up. Everyone meeting in a seated position. Sitting up tall, close your eyes again, checking in to see how you feel after that. Do you feel as if you've created some more space? Do you feel a little bit more flexible? And then bring your hands together and namaste.